What's up, boys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back on 2K21 and we are going to be having the Team USA women's basketball team going up against the Team USA men's basketball team, but I'm only going to include the players that are actually going to Tokyo. So at the time of the recording, Bradley Beal, Jeremy Grant, and Kevin Love won't be joining Team USA in Tokyo, so they won't be participating in this video. Still, that leaves us with Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Chris Middleton, Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo, Jason Tatum, Zach LaVine, Drew Holiday, Draymond Green, Keldon Johnson, and JaVale McGee. And as you might know about 2K, they put the WNBA into the game. However, there's no easy way to have the women go up against the men. So the way I make this possible, I went over every player on the Team USA women's team and recorded every statistic possible that has an outcome on their game, including attributes, tendencies, hot zones, badges, play types. And then I would create a NBA player that has the exact same statistical value down to a T. And then I attempted to make them look like the player I was copying. But to be honest, not much effort went into that process. If you know about the Family Guy episode with Bitch Stewie in it, it's a lot like that. So we've got Breanna Stewart on a dangerous amount of male hormones. Asia Wilson probably turned out the best, and that isn't saying much. Diana Taurasi just looks like a smaller version of Breanna Stewart. Brittany Griner I thought turned out alright, and the pre-built character had tattoos on the arms, so I just decided to leave them. Sylvia Fowles looks like she was pumped up with a bunch of testosterone and hit puberty 3 or 4 more times. Chelsea Gray, not my best work, but I got the headband. Skylar Diggins-Smith went from Cleopatra to Jamal, and Nafisa Collier, she got the worst of it. I'm not proud of this. Well, Sue Bird's an open lesbian, so I thought I'd just crank that lesbianism up a bit. Ariel Atkins, never heard of her, didn't put much work into her. Tina Charles, 2K did her dirty in the first place. And Jewel Lloyd is the last player I made, and she's the girl with a great personality. And if you haven't been following Team USA basketball, the women's basketball team is one of the best teams we've ever put out, and the men's basketball team is one of the worst we've ever had. They've already lost 2 exhibition games, and since NBA players were allowed in the Olympics, Team USA went 54-2 in exhibition play before that. So I thought this would be an even matchup. Also, I just want to share this lady that I found in the WNBA. She's such an inspiration. To make it this far in life with a name like this, literally, I read this as the Yawana Bona. Just slap her full name onto a t-shirt or jersey and it'll sell like crack in the 80s. But anyway, I thought I'd put these 2 teams into a league for a season, make sure they make it to the finals. That way home court advantage will be determined by their regular season record, and also the finals will be a best of 1 series. I also made the league a 12-team league just to make things easier and so they play each other more. And I put the Wizards, which will be Team USA women's basketball team in the West, and I left the 76ers, which will be Team USA men's basketball team in the East. Also, I released every player in the game 80 overall or higher into free agency to make the league more competitive. I rebranded both teams, and I'm going to start simulating through the season. In the first matchup, the men lost by 32 points. Simulations are kind of whack, but they got their ass beat either way. Right before the second matchup, I got my first offer for Skylar Diggins-Smith, and for some reason, it seems like every team wanted her. I got a ton of offers for her and pretty much nobody else, and I have no clue why that might be. In the second matchup, the men again lost, but this time by 27, so they're getting better. Also, an update on the other 10 teams in the league. The Boston Celtics lost Jason Tatum but picked up Luka. The Heat lost Bam and picked up Trae Young, which would be quite interesting. The Nets swapped out Kevin Durant for Nikola Jokic, which honestly I like better than their current situation. The Warriors lost Draymond Green and picked up Zion Williamson, which is a minor upgrade, but this team would just be ridiculous. Also, free agency is an absolute mess. I guess nobody wants Karl Anthony Towns, De'Aaron Fox, those guys are trash. The men lost again in their third matchup by 22 points, which again is improvement. Which seems to be happening is they're getting 30 apiece by Breanna Stewart, who is now a 96 overall. Team USA men had 4 players picked to the All-Star team, including Kevin Durant, who was a starter. And the Team USA women also had 4 players picked to the All-Star teams, except 3 of the 4 were the last 3 picks. In their fourth matchup, the men actually beat the women. I don't know how they did it, but they won by 15 points. And in their final matchup of the season, the men lost by 27 points. But still, the men ended up second place in this 12-team league with a record of 59-23, which came second to none other than the Team USA women. They went 64-18, but to be fair, they do have a 99 overall offense. In the first round of the playoffs, the Team USA women beat the Golden State Warriors plus Zion in 6 games, and the Team USA men also won in 6 games against the Boston Celtics with Luka. And in the conference finals, the Team USA women beat the original LA Clippers in 5, but the Team USA men, on the other hand, beat the Brooklyn Nets with Nikola in 6, which to me is a more impressive win. But the Team USA women will have the home court advantage. Their starting lineup also has a higher average overall, but I think the Team USA men will be fine. They're a lot bigger, they're all capable of touching the rim, nonetheless dunking, and they've got family. So here we are getting into the game. As you can see, you're getting the whole authentic experience, the Tokyo court, the jerseys, threes. We're getting the national anthem. The only part we're missing out on is about half these guys kneeling for it. 2K, I dare you to add a button for that. But here we go. The men win the jump ball, as you might imagine. And first play out of the gate, Damian Lillard goes off to pick and roll and gets an and one on Brittany Griner. That's not good for Team USA women. They don't want to lose their manliest women due to foul trouble. But Team USA women responded with 2 riveting baskets. And just to do a team heat check, Breanna Stewart shot a pretty open 3 and airballed it. And Team USA men called a timeout to ice her out. Let her think about that. You could take the women out of the WNBA, but you can't take the WNBA out of a woman. About a minute later, and Brittany Griner gets a rebound and the putback, which brings the Team USA women's lead to 3, which may or may not be the biggest lead for them for the game. The men took back the lead after Bam just threw some bullshit up and it went in. And with about 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Kevin Durant shows a glimpse of what is about to happen for the rest of this game. He hits a 3 clear over Taurasi, who is only 6 foot. Every shot he's going to take in this game is probably going to register as wide open. And again, Kevin Durant woke up feeling Chris Breezy, just went right in the paint past 3 women, scores right over them, bringing their lead up to 4 right before the end of the first quarter. The second quarter was pretty eventless after the reserves went in, and once the smaller females went in the paint, they got a little nervous, so they just chucked the ball outside towards the perimeter. But their ball movement could be worse. And here we're going to see the first dunk of the game by the women. No, I'm just joking, by the men. But it was kind of a weird play. Jason Tatum came off the screen from Bam, went up for a shot, and threw it for an alley-oop halfway in between. I don't even know if that move is possible unless a computer does it. Ariel Atkins was driving at Bam Adebayo, but Bam decided to set women back another 50 years. Drew Holiday taking his time here off the pick and roll, extending the men's lead to 7. But Skylar Diggins-Smith finds an open layup, and right before the half ends, one last shot. Bam gets it at the 3-point line, and he airballs. And Kevin Durant's response? But in the second half, things started to heat up. Taurasi hit a 3 from the top of the key and brought the game within 2 points. But then Kevin Durant, fuck them hoes, answers right back with another 3 to extend their lead to 5. And Breanna Stewart is pretty decent, just finishes right over Devin Booker. Devin is a delicate man. About halfway into the third quarter, and Breanna Stewart again just driving to the basket. But Team USA men again coming up with plays on the spot, double screening for Kevin Durant. And Breanna Stewart again getting to the basket whenever she wants. She is the second highest rated WNBA player in the game, and also she's 6'4" with a 7'1" wingspan, which I didn't know girls were built like that. I'd even approach a girl like that. Damn girl, what them arms do. But number 24 here goes off the pick and roll and gets an uncontested layup and ties the game at 25. But who does Team USA have? Kevin Durant, who only wants to make threes after the game gets close. And Jason Tatum here, who's been playing aggressive all night long, but he tries and comes close to catching a body in the paint. And wow, just look at that mobile 1 block with all that athleticism, the hops, oh my gosh. And here's where the game hits a weird peak of the game. Damian Lillard just breaks down Skylar Diggins-Smith for no reason. Zach LaVine finds Jason Tatum on a flex cut, but then Breanna Stewart is Dirk Nowitzki, so of course she hits that, brings the game within 1 point. But then Damian Lillard from full court, go fuck yourself. But that counts. The men are up by 4 going into the fourth quarter. But Chelsea Gray hits a shot right over Zach LaVine. And how does Team USA respond to a 2-point game? Kevin Durant. I don't know. But at this point, Kevin Durant came out of the game and Bam Adebayo came in. But Breanna Stewart just scores right over him. Zach LaVine proceeds to embarrass himself. And then Sue Bird, out of nowhere, just dimer Hall of Fame. But Bam, just like an NFL player, ain't afraid to get physical with a woman. But 2-point game with 3 minutes left. Taurasi misses and Asia Wilson gets the putback. The game's tied up at 36 points. The men call the timeout. And then we see the New Balance player of the game, which is Kevin Durant. And what did he do all game? Just shoot threes. This is what it's all about, huh? A black man embracing a white man's culture. But Jason Tatum out of the gate hits a 3-pointer to put the men up 3. The next few minutes were pretty dry, and Jason Tatum again though trying to dunk on another woman. He doesn't get it, but I respect the hell out of him for trying. The women responded by showing off their trademarked move by missing another layup, but Jason Tatum again attacking the basket, which ends up in Bam's hands, who dunks all over Chelsea Gray. But Breanna Stewart isn't giving up yet. She's pretty much making everything. But with 30 seconds left, what could have been the play of the game, out of nowhere, they try to throw a lob in traffic, doesn't work out. They then proceed to foul and call a timeout. And during this, the bench warmers were put in the game. But what makes this interesting is that the women team pulled out their secret weapon, Jamal Crawford, a full-blown man. He's got a penis and everything, but he's inbounding the ball with 12.1 seconds. He passes it in to Sue Bird, who gives it right back and immediately hits a three. And he's just staring at the crowd walking off the court. This man's a legend. He hits threes on the court, off the court, and practice in the locker room, everywhere. He's an American hero, goddammit. But that's gonna pretty much do it because Team USA didn't miss any free throws. And Jamal Crawford, who played for 4.1 seconds, is tied for the 4th highest amount of points on the Team USA women's team. Breanna Stewart had 15 points on 6 for 12 shooting. Taurasi had 7, and Chelsea Gray had 4. Pretty impressive. But yeah, Jamal Crawford, 1 minute, 3 points, 1 for 1, only man on the team. He did everything he could. But Team USA men, Durant had 17 points, Damian Lillard had 10, Bam had 7 and 12, and Jason Tatum had 7 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. But both these teams, I'm sure, will at least place for a medal. This USA women's team is probably going to be blowing teams out by 50. The men will probably lose in the semifinals, unless Chris Middleton plays like Kobe, which he's fully capable of. Brittany Griner is 100% going to have 1 or 2 middle school equivalent dunks, but it's going to be everywhere. ESPN is going to be shoving it down your throat on all social medias. But either way, the Olympics are going to be a lot of fun to watch, assuming that they still have it. So try not to cough on people, or go right ahead. I can't stop you. I'm just a guy from the internet. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support on the channel. Bucks and 6. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.